The sky was clear and blue when the first strange ships appeared. They were huge, shining silver, and moved silently over the cities. People looked up with surprise and fear. No one had seen anything like this before. The ships were from far. Away from another world, aliens had come to Earth. The alien commander, Varnock, stood on his bridge and watched the planet below. He smiled. "This world is easy," he said. "Humans are weak. They have no real power to stop us." His soldiers cheered. They had conquered many planets before. They believed Earth would be the next easy win. The aliens sent a message to Earth. It was loud and clear, spoken in many languages, but it sounded strange and cold. It told humans to surrender and give up their weapons. The aliens said they wanted peace, but only if humans obeyed. Many people on Earth were scared, but not all of them. In a small town, a young woman named Maya watched the sky with wide eyes. She had heard stories about alien life, but never thought she would see it herself. She knew something was coming. Her father, a soldier, told her stories of bravery and hope. Maya felt a strong feeling inside her. They would not give up without a fight. Meanwhile, on Earth's secret military base, generals and scientists worked day and night. They were ready for this moment. They had been preparing for years, though the public did not know. Weapons were tested, machines built, and plans made. The leaders of Earth had put aside their differences. Countries joined together as one. The alien ships hovered over the world's biggest cities. They were powerful and looked frightening. Many people ran to shelters and safe places. But the aliens waited. They expected humans to be scared and to give up fast. But humans were not scared. They were silent and strong. In dark rooms, soldiers checked their guns. Pilots climbed into their planes ready to fly. Machines buzzed in hidden bunkers. Humans were waiting for the right moment to fight back. Varnock grew impatient. "Why do they not answer? Why do they not beg for mercy?" he asked. His officers said, "They are planning, Commander. They will fight." Varnock did not believe them. He thought humans were foolish and slow. Then the first attack came. It was early morning when the alien ships fired their weapons at New York City. Explosions shook the ground. Buildings crumbled and smoke filled the air. People screamed and ran, but many had already moved to safety. Emergency alarms rang everywhere. The soldiers of Earth jumped into action. Fighter jets took off from air bases. They flew high and fast, chasing the alien ships. The jets used new weapons that humans had created in secret. These weapons were small but very powerful. The alien ships did not expect this. The battle in the sky was loud and fast. Lasers and missiles flew in every direction. The aliens tried to shoot down the jets, but many were hit first. Two of the biggest alien ships exploded suddenly. Varnock was shocked. "How can this be?" he shouted. "We are stronger than this." The ground, human soldiers moved quickly. They used the city's streets and buildings to hide. They surprised the alien soldiers. The humans fought with courage and skill. They had learned much from stories of old battles. They were not just fighting for themselves, but for their families and homes. News spread quickly across Earth. People saw how humans were fighting back. Hope grew in their hearts. They did not feel weak anymore. They felt strong and united. Varnock sent more ships and soldiers. He wanted to crush the humans quickly, but the humans used their knowledge of Earth. They used forests, rivers, and mountains to their advantage. They tricked the aliens with fake camps and secret traps. Each day the fight became harder for the aliens. The humans did not give up. They worked together no matter where they came from or what language they spoke. They fought for Earth, their home. Maya helped too. She worked in a hospital, caring for the wounded. She saw many brave soldiers come in, hurt but smiling. They told her stories of battles won and losses faced. She knew this was just the beginning. The aliens had made a mistake. They had chosen to fight humans who would never back down. Varnock sat again on his bridge, tired and angry. He never thought humans could be so strong. He wondered if his commanders were right. Maybe Earth was not easy after all. The war was only starting. But one thing was clear. Humans were ready to fight. And they would not be beaten easily. After the first battle over New York, the aliens were angry and confused. They had never met an enemy like humans before. Their big ships were strong, but humans fought with heart and smart plans. Varnock called his commanders again. "We need new ideas," he said. "These humans are tougher than we thought. We cannot win by just using power." The alien leaders gathered in the dark war room of their giant ship. They studied Earth's defenses and human tactics. They learned that humans used their world to fight better. The forests, mountains, and rivers helped humans hide and strike back. The aliens decided to change their plans. They sent faster ships that could hide better and move quietly. These ships dropped small teams of alien soldiers to fight on the ground. The aliens thought that once they controlled the land, humans would lose hope and give up. But humans were ready for this too. In a small village near the mountains, a man named Raj prepared for battle. He was a farmer, but now he carried a rifle. Raj and his neighbors had made traps in hidden places to fight the aliens. They knew the land better than anyone. The aliens came in the night, thinking they could take the village easily. But Raj and his people were waiting. When the aliens stepped into the forest, they fell into traps. Nets caught them. Hidden shooters fired from the trees. The aliens were surprised and scared. They had never faced enemies who used the forest like this. Raj's team fought bravely and pushed the aliens back. The village was safe. Far away, Maya kept helping in the hospital. The fight had reached many places now. Every day, more wounded. Soldiers came in. Maya worked hard to heal them. She listened to their stories and learned about the battles. She understood that humans were not just fighting to win. They were fighting to protect their home and each other. In another city, pilots trained day and night. A young pilot named Leo wanted to join the fight. He was not afraid of the alien ships. He studied their movements and learned how to avoid their attacks. Leo flew his fighter with skill and courage. He became a symbol of hope for many people. The aliens tried to strike in many places at once. They attacked cities, factories, and power stations. Their goal was to break human spirit and control the planet. But humans did not lose hope. They fixed the broken places fast and helped each other. Even when the lights went out, people shared candles and stayed strong. The alien leader Varnock watched all this from his command ship. He was growing tired. His soldiers were losing more ships and ground every day. The humans were not like any enemy he had fought before. He began to respect their will and courage, but he could not show it. He had to keep his soldiers strong. One day, Varnock decided to send a special team. They were soldiers trained for secret missions. Their task was to find and destroy Earth's command center. If the aliens could break the humans' plans, they could win the war quickly. The secret team moved in silence. They flew close to Earth in small ships, hidden by clouds. They landed near a hidden mountain base. The humans were surprised when alarms rang. Soldiers rushed to defend the place. A fierce battle started. The aliens used new weapons that confused the humans at first, but humans did not give up. They used teamwork and their knowledge of the mountain paths. They pushed the aliens back. The battle lasted many hours, but in the end, the aliens retreated. The humans had saved their command center. This victory gave humans new hope. They knew the fight would be long and hard, but they could win. People in towns and cities talked about the brave soldiers and pilots. Children drew pictures of heroes flying in the sky. The spirit of Earth grew stronger every day. Maya looked at the stars one night. She thought about the future. She knew the war was not over. The aliens were still dangerous. But she believed in humans. They had shown they were brave, clever, and ready to protect their home no matter what. Varnock sent new messages to his commanders. "Earth is not just a planet," he said. "It is a fortress. Humans are warriors. We must be careful. This war will test us all." The fight for Earth had changed from a simple invasion to a battle of minds and courage. Both sides learned new things every day. But one thing was clear. Humans had a fire inside them that no alien could put out. They were ready to fight for their world until the very end. The war was changing. The aliens could no longer attack in big groups like before. Humans had learned their tricks. They fought smarter and harder every day. Earth's defenders grew stronger. Each battle taught them new ways to win. Varnock was angry. His soldiers were tired and scared. The humans fought not just with weapons, but with hope and heart. They worked together, even though they came from different countries and spoke many languages. This made the aliens confused. They had never seen such unity. On Earth, Maya continued her work in the hospital. Every day she saw brave men and women who had risked everything for their home. Some were hurt badly, but their spirits were strong. Maya believed they could win. She prayed for peace but knew the fight was not over. In the forests, Raj and his friends became experts in guerrilla warfare. They moved quickly and quietly. They set traps and ambushed alien patrols. The aliens were growing tired and frustrated. Raj's team never stayed in one place for long. They were like shadows in the woods. Leo, the young pilot, became a hero. His jets danced through the sky, dodging alien fire and hitting enemy ships. People on the ground cheered when they heard his name. Leo was not only skilled, but also brave. He risked his life to save others. One day he flew close to the alien mothership and dropped special bombs that damaged their engines. The alien fleet slowed down. The alien leaders knew they needed a new plan. Varnock called his best scientists and generals. "We must find the human leader," he said. "If we capture or kill the one who leads them, the humans may lose hope." His commanders nodded. They started searching for this human leader, but humans had no single leader. Their strength was in their unity. Soldiers, pilots, doctors, and workers all played a part. This made the aliens' mission very hard. They could not find one person to stop. In one city, a group of human engineers worked day and night to build new weapons. These weapons were not just for fighting. They could protect homes and heal the injured faster. The engineers knew every tool was important in this war. The aliens sent spies to learn more about humans, but the spies were surprised. Humans cared for each other. They shared food, helped the weak, and never gave up. The spies began to doubt their mission. Some even wondered if they should stop fighting. Varnock did not listen to his spies. He believed in strength and power. "Humans are weak," he said again. "We will crush them soon." But deep inside he was worried. One night, humans launched a surprise attack on an alien base. They used the stars and darkness to hide their ships. The attack was fast and strong. Humans destroyed many alien machines and took important supplies. The aliens were caught off guard. The victory gave humans hope and energy. People danced and sang in the streets. They knew the war was far from over, but this battle showed them they could win. Varnock watched the battle reports. His face was dark. "This is not the end," he said. "We will find a way. We must." His soldiers prepared for the next fight. Maya cared for the wounded after the attack. She saw the pain and fear in their eyes, but also a new fire. The soldiers wanted to keep fighting. Maya smiled. She knew humanity's true power was not in weapons, but in their hearts. Raj and his team prepared for their next mission in the forest. They trained harder and moved faster. They wanted to protect their home no matter what. Raj thought about his family and friends. He knew this was a fight for all generations. Leo flew in the sky, watching the stars. He thought about the people on the ground. He wanted to keep flying for them, to keep them safe. His heart was full of hope and courage. The war was not just about fighting anymore. It was about hope, love, and standing together. Humans had shown the universe that they were strong in many ways. Varnock finally understood one thing. Humans were not weak. They were fighters with courage and unity. This was the day the aliens started to fear humans. The battle for Earth was far from over. Both humans and aliens knew this war would test their limits. The aliens had lost many ships and soldiers, but they still believed they could win. The humans had won some battles, but they also knew the aliens were clever and dangerous. In the skies, Leo flew his fighter jets every day. He had become the symbol of hope for many. People watched the skies and waited for his return. Leo was brave but also careful. He knew one wrong move could cost him his life. One day, Leo's squadron received a warning. A new alien weapon was coming. This weapon was unlike any before. It could stop engines and computers with a strong pulse. The aliens hoped this weapon would ground human jets and make their attack easier. Leo and his squadron prepared for the worst. They studied the new weapon and made new plans. They practiced flying in silence and using old-fashioned maps when computers failed. They trained harder than ever. On the ground, Raj and his team faced new challenges too. The aliens were bringing stronger soldiers and better machines. The forests where Raj fought were being destroyed. The trees fell and the ground shook with heavy machines. Raj knew the forest was their home and best defense. If the aliens took the forest, humans would lose a great advantage. So Raj and his team worked day and night. They planted new traps and built hidden bunkers. They also taught others how to fight using the land. Meanwhile, Maya worked harder in the hospital. The new alien weapon had caused many injuries. Machines that stopped working made treatment slow and difficult. But Maya never gave up. She found new ways to help her patients. She used simple tools and strong medicine. The war was hard, but humans kept their spirit. People in cities and villages helped soldiers and workers. They shared food, clothes, and hope. No matter how dark the nights were, humans believed the sun would rise again. Varnock was worried. His new weapon had not worked as planned. Humans adapted quickly. They found ways to fight even without their technology. Varnock's commanders suggested using fear to win. They wanted to attack cities with strong blasts and make humans give up. But Varnock hesitated. He had seen the courage of humans. He saw families helping each other, strangers sharing what little they had, and soldiers fighting with hope. Maybe, he thought, these humans were not just fighters. They were something more. One night, Varnock sent a small group of soldiers to meet a human leader. The aliens wanted to talk and find a way to stop the war. They knew the battle could destroy Earth for both sides. The humans were surprised. They were ready to fight, but also wanted peace. The leaders met in secret. They talked about their worlds, fears, and hopes. The aliens learned about human courage, love, and the will to protect their home. The humans learned about the aliens' fear of losing and their desire to survive. Both sides saw they were not so different. The meeting did not end the war, but it changed something inside the fighters. Maya, Raj, and Leo heard about the secret talks. They were hopeful. They wanted the war to end, but they were ready to fight if needed. They believed in their home and their people. The war was still dangerous, but the hope for peace grew. Both humans and aliens knew this fight was more than weapons and battles. It was about understanding, respect, and survival. Varnock looked at Earth from his ship. He thought about the brave humans below. Maybe, he realized, the strongest power was not in ships or weapons. It was in the hearts of those who fight for their home. The war had reached a new stage. The secret talks between humans and aliens had changed some minds, but the fighting was still going on. Both sides knew the future was uncertain. No one wanted to lose, but many wished for peace. On Earth, the people were tired but strong. Cities were damaged, but the spirit of the people was not broken. Maya still worked in the hospital, healing the wounded with care and hope. She often thought about the families waiting for their loved ones to return home. Every life saved was a small victory. Raj and his team were growing more skilled. They moved through the forests like shadows, using every tree and rock to their advantage. They taught new fighters how to move quietly and strike fast. The forest had become their strongest ally. One day, Raj found a new alien machine deep in the forest. It was digging and destroying trees, trying to build a base. Raj's team knew this machine was dangerous. If the aliens took this place, they could control the forest and cut off human fighters. Raj gathered his team. They planned carefully to destroy the machine. They waited until night when the aliens were less alert. With quiet steps, they moved close and set explosives. The machine exploded, lighting up the night sky. The victory was small but important. It showed that humans could protect their home no matter the cost. People cheered when they heard the news. Raj felt proud but knew the fight was not over. In the skies, Leo faced new dangers. The aliens had learned to attack with faster ships and strange new weapons. Leo's squadron had to fly carefully, using every skill they had. Sometimes, the fights were long and tiring, but Leo never lost hope. One day, during a battle over a city, Leo's jet was hit. He managed to land safely, but his squadron was scattered. Leo knew he had to find his team and help them. He called for help and flew low, searching through the smoke and fire. He found his friends hiding in a damaged building. They were tired and scared, but Leo gave them courage. Together they fixed a small jet and flew back to base. Their teamwork saved many lives that day. Back at the hospital, Maya received a message from the leaders. They needed more doctors and nurses to help with the growing number of wounded. Maya decided to train more people. She taught simple ways to help the sick and injured, so even those without experience could save lives. The humans were learning to help each other better every day. They were not just fighting for themselves, but for their whole world. The aliens began to see this strength and wondered if they could ever match it. Varnock watched the war closely. He saw humans heal and fight with the same energy. He saw families rebuild homes and children smile even during the darkest times. Slowly, he began to respect the people of Earth. But the war was not over. Some alien commanders wanted to attack harder. They believed only force would win. Varnock had to balance his soldiers' anger and his growing respect for humans. One day, the aliens launched a massive attack on a human city. The skies were filled with ships and explosions. Humans fought back with everything they had. The battle lasted all day and night. When the dust settled, both sides had lost many. The city was badly damaged, but the humans had not given up. They began to rebuild immediately. The people helped each other, sharing food, water, and shelter. Leo flew over the city, watching the people below. He knew the fight was far from over, but he believed in their strength. Maya tended to the wounded, giving hope with every bandage. Raj prepared his team for the next battle, ready to defend the forests again. Varnock knew this war would be long and hard. But he had learned one thing: humans were not just fighters, they were survivors, and that made them dangerous. The war was still raging, but the day would come when humans and aliens might find peace. Until then, both sides fought with all their hearts. The war had dragged on for many months. Both humans and aliens were tired, but still fighting hard. The skies were full of battle and the ground was scarred from endless fights. Yet, hope lived in every heart on Earth. Leo flew his jet through thick clouds. He looked down and saw the land he loved. Forests, rivers, and cities where millions of people lived. He thought about how much they had all lost, but also how much they had gained. The humans had grown stronger together. On the ground, Raj led his team through the forest. The trees were fewer now, but the green was still alive. The team was careful to avoid alien patrols. They moved like shadows, striking quickly and disappearing before the enemy could respond. Raj's team found signs that the aliens were building a new base. It was hidden deep in the mountains, far from the cities. The aliens wanted to control the high ground to see all of Earth below. If they succeeded, they could watch every move humans made. Raj sent a message to the human commanders. They planned a secret mission to destroy the alien base before it was fully ready. The mission was dangerous. If the aliens found out, they would attack with full force. Meanwhile, Maya worked in a small clinic near the front lines. She saw many soldiers come and go, some injured, some tired but alive. Maya gave them medicine and comfort. She reminded them why they were fighting, for their families, for their homes, for Earth. One night the humans launched their mission. Raj's team climbed the cold mountain, moving silently. They carried explosives and weapons ready to strike. The air was thin and cold, but their hearts were warm with hope. The aliens had guards, but Raj's team used the forest and rocks to hide. They reached the base and set the explosives carefully. Then they ran fast down the mountain before the bombs exploded. The blast was loud and bright. The alien base was destroyed. The humans had won another small battle. This victory gave new hope to the fighters and to the people on Earth. Leo flew over the mountain during the attack. He watched the explosions and smiled. His squadron kept watch ready to fight if the aliens tried to send reinforcements. After the mission, the humans celebrated quietly. They knew the war was far from over, but they believed their teamwork and courage could win. Varnock was furious. His new base was gone, and his soldiers were losing hope. He called his commanders and demanded stronger attacks, but even he knew that humans were not weak. Varnock had seen humans help each other in ways he had never imagined. He saw families sharing what little they had. He saw soldiers fighting not just with weapons, but with their hearts. Deep inside, Varnock wondered if the war was the right path. Maybe it was time to think about peace, but the anger in his soldiers was strong. They wanted victory no matter the cost. On Earth, Maya met with other doctors and nurses. They shared ideas and helped each other learn. They knew that healing was as important as fighting. A wounded soldier could not fight, but a healed one could return stronger. Raj and Leo met with leaders to plan the next steps. They talked about protecting the forests, helping the cities, and finding ways to stop the war. Everyone agreed that fighting was painful, but necessary for now. The humans were tired, but their hope was alive. They knew the road was long, but they believed in their future. One day, as the sun rose over Earth, a message came from the aliens. It was an offer for peace talks. The humans were surprised but ready. They knew peace would be difficult, but they wanted to try. Maya, Raj, and Leo looked at the sky. They hoped this was the beginning of the end of the war. They knew that humans were not just fighters. They were survivors, healers, and dreamers. The day was bright, and the future was uncertain. But the humans were ready to face whatever came next. Together. The day had finally come. Humans and aliens were ready to meet for peace talks. After months of war, both sides wanted to find a way to stop the fighting. The world waited with hope and fear. Leo stood by the window of the human meeting room. He looked at the sky and thought about all the battles he had flown. He thought about his friends, the families he wanted to protect, and the Earth he loved. Raj arrived with his team. He was strong and calm, but inside, he felt the weight of all the battles. He had seen loss and pain, but also courage and hope. He knew the future depended on this meeting. Maya came with medical supplies and stories of healing. She believed peace was possible, but she knew it would take time. She had seen what war could do to bodies and hearts. The alien leaders arrived, led by Varnock. He looked tired but respectful. He had changed during the war. He had learned to see humans not as weak enemies, but as strong and brave beings. Talks began slowly. Both sides shared their stories, the pain of loss, the hope for a better future. They talked about their worlds, their people, and their dreams. At first, the talks were tense. Both sides had many fears, but slowly they found common ground. They agreed that the war had cost too much. They agreed that Earth was a place worth protecting, for humans and aliens alike. Leo spoke about the bravery of human soldiers and the love of families who waited at home. Raj spoke about the forests and the land that humans called home. Maya spoke about healing and hope. Varnock spoke about his people's fear of losing their homes and their need to survive. He said the war was not just about power, but about life itself. The talks lasted for days. Many times it seemed they would fail. But each time, someone remembered why they were there. For peace. Finally, they signed a treaty. The war would end. Both humans and aliens would work together to rebuild what was lost. They promised to protect Earth, its people, and its forests. The news spread quickly. People cheered in the streets. Soldiers laid down their weapons. Families hugged and cried tears of joy. Leo flew his jet one last time in the skies, not to fight, but to celebrate. Raj returned to the forests, planting new trees and teaching others to care for the land. Maya helped build new hospitals and train healers. Varnock and his people began to learn about Earth's beauty, and its people's kindness. They shared their own stories and taught humans about their worlds. The war had been long and hard, but it had shown something powerful. It had shown that humans were not just fighters. They were survivors, healers, and dreamers. And now they were friends with the aliens they once fought. Together, they looked to the stars, ready for new adventures and new challenges. The day aliens realized humans were not to be messed with had passed. Now both sides knew something more important. Humans were to be respected, trusted, and hoped for. The future was bright, and Earth was safe, for now.